John, Jay, and Rich. It's Wednesday. Our phone number is 877-937-1047. It's gonna be me. That's tomorrow. But anyway, you can text us, text JJR and whatever you want to say to the number 96893. Last week, Peyton asked me to meet for lunch. Remember that whole story where she was an hour away and didn't know which restaurant she picked and all that stuff? And because she was running late, I got bored at waiting, so I went shopping. And I bought 3 shirts and a hoodie, right? And I don't like them. I've wore 2 of the hoodies so far, 2 of the shirts. And then this morning, I was running late coming in this morning. And the reason I was running late this morning is because one of the hoodie that I bought, I put it on. I thought I'm going to wear it today. And the hoodie looks so cool by itself and looks so cool on other people. But when I wear it, I think I look stupid. And so I put it on this morning. I was going to wear it. And I I rarely do this, but I even stood in front of the mirror and did all the different poses. And I was like, forget it. I took it off and I threw it in the corner. I was so mad. And then, so now I'm just wearing a t-shirt and a hoodie that's at least 10, 11 years, 12 years old.
That one's been around for a while.
It's been around a long time.
I've seen that come back a lot.
And this was all rolled up in the backseat of my car instead of wearing a new hoodie. And I was wearing stripes, and I see Kyle wearing stripes. And every time I see, a lot of times when any of us wear like somewhat similar, I'm like, oh, we could have made a TikTok.
So you didn't like the hoodie because it was striped or because it was too cool for you?
Oh, no, I don't believe anything's too cool for me. I just think it didn't look good on me. It looked cool.
No. Was it too cool for you or what?
It looked cool by itself. It looked cool on the mannequin. It looked cool on anybody else. On me, it did not look cool.
Well, yeah, I think Peyton's asking what threw you off once you put it on.
It just didn't look good. I don't know. It just maybe because I stand like a dork. I'm standing there going, what's a cool way to stand? And I'm looking back and forth. And anyway, so I hate when I was running ahead of schedule. And then I hate trying on. You ever put on clothes and you hate your clothes?
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was just like, what are those stupid clothes?
It's like every morning when I go in my closet, I'm like, stupid. Fine, I'll wear this one today. It's stupid, too.
I'm literally wearing jeans that I wear every day and a white Gap shirt and a hoodie that's at least 12 years old. That's what I'm wearing right now.
Kyle, I thought you laid your stuff out the night before. You don't?
No.
Did you
I
at
wish
some
I did
point?
that. I've tried to do that once or twice.
Oh, man, I thought
and then what happens is, in the morning, I don't feel like wearing that. So then I end up picking something else
right,
anyway.
You have different vibes.
Yeah, totally.
Like, I even thought the hoodie that I tried on this morning, I'm like, I'm going to wear that someday, like on the beach when it's cold. Like, that's how I visualize it. But I see nowhere in the future am I going to the beach where it's cold. But that's how I saw the hoodie. Like, it's a cool looking hoodie. But at any rate.
That brand that you brought up, I had not heard of until you brought it up. And now I'm getting emails from them nonstop.
Well, Peyton, what happened this morning? Why were you having such a rough morning?
Well, I was crying because my alarm went off and I didn't want to get out of bed. Literally started crying in the bed. It was so embarrassing.
Sometimes it's rough. We wake up really early.
Yeah, but I've never been that low.
The alarm went off and I said, no. And I started crying. But I think the reason that it really set me off is because my boyfriend Kadeem had woken up to go to the bathroom like 3 minutes earlier. So I had woken up like 3 minutes before my alarm, and then it goes off, and I literally did no.
Did you go to bed late?
I started crying. Yeah, I didn't get into bed until like midnight last night.
Oh, yeah, no wonder.
Yes, I'm a sleepy girl today.
Why were you out till midnight? What were you doing?
I wasn't out. I was just up. I'm having a really hard time sleeping. Like a really hard time sleeping. I can't go to sleep. I can't stay asleep. So I'm just trying to find every hack.
Did you try
to fall asleep?
The Sleepy Girl mocktail?
I did not. I have to order it on Amazon. I am interested though, because of course I have to order it on Amazon because I'm too lazy to go to the grocery store and get it.
Yeah, like you could just go on your way home, but
are you watching TV before you go to sleep?
Honestly, not really.
What about your phone?
Of course.
Well, yeah, you got to start doing things because you said you're not smoking now before you go to sleep. You got to start doing things that will keep you, stop doing things that'll keep you, like being on your phone. Like get off your phone at least an hour before you go to bed, and that does help.
Definitely.
Yeah, it's funny you said something about Kadeem got up before you. My wife and I have been together a long time, and I feel every once in a while I have to refresh her on my career. And so
we all do.
Like she goes to bed with me now at the same time as me, which is cool.
Yeah.
Right. Every once in a while she will go downstairs and wait, but when she goes to bed with me at the same time, she wants to read, and the light keeps me up. So now I've asked her to not do that. She still does every once in a while. And then I had to have a lecture with her the other day about if she gets up in the middle of the night or when she comes to bed, she walks so heavy, like, and I'm like, okay, I want you to pretend that you're in the ocean and there's signs that say stingrays. and you need to shuffle when you walk. I go, so I want you to shuffle. Point your toe, point your toe, point your toe. And so I go, watch me. Now, it does look stupid, but I'm walking around like, toe.
Does she throw her book right at your head?
So I go, so just shuffle. And then this is about a half hour before we went to bed the other night. I'm like, look at me, shuffling. And she's just staring at me in bed. I'm like, shuffle. But last night, I went to bed about a half hour, I think, before her, and I didn't hear her come to bed. I woke up this morning. There she was.
Shuffled.
There she was in bed next to me. I don't know how that happened.
Wouldn't it be kind of funny if you were sleeping and then you just hear her shuffle, shuffle?
She's saying shuffle.
Yeah.
It's like
Shuffling.
You move your foot forward lightly and you point your toe and you land on the balls of your feet instead of the heels because she walks with her heels. As she goes to the bathroom, like fee, fi, fo, fum. I'm like, I need to get up early. I need to sleep. I go, I have to go entertain the 3 people I work with. Anyway, shoot us a text. Maybe you got a special way Peyton can go to sleep. You got some clues, some tips on how to get better sleep. Text JJR, whatever those sleeping tips are, to 96893. Kyle, what do you got coming up? 3 things you need to know.
Amazon is using its shopping interface to make it easier for you to be a bigger fan of their shows. They have basically curated what they're calling its Shop the Show Prime Video store, where basically you watch shows on Amazon Prime and you like what they have, and then they sell merch in the Amazon store for those different TV shows.
I've looked up stuff. In fact, and remember that scene where Reagan is in the office and she's playing music on this boomboxy looking thing? I froze it and looked it up, and they're like super cool. I want to buy one. They look awesome.
I especially thought of you for this, John Jay, because the Shop the Show is available on Amazon, and they will have clothing.
Oh, really?
Clothing and like household knickknacks and stuff from the shows too. So I'm like, that's pretty cool. That's pretty genius. Like just an extra way for Amazon to make billions more dollars.
I've got a couple problems, by the way, with You season 5. I can tell you guys about it later.
Did you finish it?
No. But I'm not rushing through it because of these 2 problems. But I'll bring it up to you.
All right. If you want to know if someone is a liar, experts say a truth detecting tip is to watch out for people who use the words never or always. They say liars often lead on like extremes. So like, I never text while driving. Maybe a way to like sound sort of convincing, but actually it's a huge red flag. They say real truth tellers sort of take time to think. So if someone answers too fast or too absolute, it may be a sign that they're hiding something. So if you feel like this is happening in a conversation, they say slow that conversation down, repeat the question, and you might just catch them backpedaling.
I remember hearing that back in the day in like couples therapy type stuff, where if you're having an argument with your sig other, don't ever speak in absolutes because
I'm so guilty.
You shut them down. Like when you're like, you never give me a compliment, or you never wash the dishes, or whatever it is. They like, don't speak like that because it pisses people off really fast.
And it also kind of, I guess, supposedly makes you look like a liar.
Yeah.
I know, Kadeem calls me out on that all the time. I'm like, I'm just being dramatic. My bad.
That's one way of looking at it. So they found the most useless phrase to put in an email. Anybody who emails anything for anything, this could be beneficial to you. So they said the quote unquote just checking in phrase is considered the least useful phrase to put in an email. They said just checking in doesn't really accomplish the task it's seemingly need to. When you're just checking in, basically you're trying to expedite whatever the to-do item is. Just checking in. Where are we on, ABC file?
Is that the same as saying, hey, just following up? Same thing?
Kind of. They said if you want to swap that out for something more useful, instead of saying just checking in for something, just say, I wanted to know how progress was going on. Be direct, be short. People don't want the just checking in.
I say WTF is going on with this.
That's one way of doing it. It's very direct.
Where you are on this?
So just change it to wanted to know how progress was going on. Fill in the blank, and you'll get a better result. And that's 3 things you need to know.
What's the vibe in Peyton's predictions today, Peyton?
I'm going to tell you what you instantly judge people for based on your zodiac sign.
I believe it is Michelle's birthday. Am I right, Michelle?
Yes, it's my birthday.
Well, happy birthday.
Hey.
Thank you. Thank you.
Well, yeah, so if it's your birthday today, you are a Taurus. So, Michelle, this is what you instantly judge people for. If their house doesn't smell like a candle store or fresh cookies, or if there's weird energy and no snacks, that person is officially not house guest material, and you will judge them instantly.
Yes, I will.
Yeah, your house can't smell funky. I'm with her.
I think that's kind of universal.
Have a great day, Michelle.
Thank you so much. Y'all too.
You too. Hi, Denim. What's your sign? Denim.
Hi, I'm a Scorpio.
Okay, Scorpios, you instantly are suspicious of people who overshare online and then say, I'm private though. You just posted a 4-part essay about your breakup and a Scorpio is looking at you like you are crazy.
That is absolutely facts.
Yeah. I feel like my Scorpios, you guys are pretty private people in general. I feel like you kind of keep things close to your chest.
We are, and we start judging instantly. It's like, you're a liar. I don't trust you.
Thanks, Denim. Drive safe. Megan, good morning. What's your sign? Megan.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's Aries.
Okay, so for Aries, when it comes to what you instantly judge people for, you can't stand indecisiveness, especially when they're holding up the line trying to choose between oat or almond milk. They're already annoyed and wondering how you've survived adulthood this long. That's what an Aries is judging people for.
Yeah, that seems about right.
Yeah.
Thanks, Megan.
Oh, you're welcome.
Bye. Hello, Jody.
Hi, John Jay. How are you?
Good. How are you? What's your sign?
I'm Virgo, just like you.
Virgos, okay, what you are silently judging people for, you will silently panic when you see someone's cracked phone screen or an overflowing email inbox. Like, are you guys okay is what a Virgo is asking you. They'll still talk to you, but just know that they are judging you for whatever you were doing the entire time.
Oh, yes. That's very true.
I totally believe that, but I also have that, like, do as I say, not as I do, because I have the cracked screen and hundreds of thousands of emails. Right?
Yes. Well, I don't have the cracked screen, but I do have 1,000 emails.
I got a cracked screen. You just kind of learn to live with it. You know what I mean?
You don't ever cut your finger?
Yeah.
No, well, I think it might be the screen protector that's messed up, right? It's not the screen that's not cracked, but you know the little plastic thing over it? So I just got to replace that, but I won't. Jody, have a great day. Thanks for listening.
You too. Bye.
Hi, Daisy. What's your sign?
Hi, I'm a Leo, like Miss Peyton.
Yes, okay, Leo's all the way. A Leo will judge you if you reject a compliment like it's toxic waste. Like, just say thank you and keep it cute. They took time out of their main character moment to hype you up. So if we Leos are giving you compliments, just say thank you and smile.
Yeah, seriously, we're sharing the spotlight. Just take it.
Exactly, Daisy. Exactly. You are my spirit animal today.
All right, Daisy, have a great day.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Daisy. Stacks and hacks. I got stacks information. Rich has life hacks. United States Navy lost a $60 million fighter jet after it rolled off overboard off a moving aircraft carrier. Apparently, the ship made a hard turn to avoid some fire from fighting in Yemen, and it slipped off and sank.
Oops. That's an expensive mistake.
Most moms just want to relax on Mother's Day. 60% of moms say they'd trade Mother's Day gifts for a chance to take a nap, Kyle.
Oh, yeah.
Woman's going viral on TikTok of her story of how someone tried to pay it backward at a Dunkin' Donuts. She pulled up, and the employee said, hey, that guy ahead of you said you were going to pay for his order.
That's so rude.
That's pretty smart, though.
She said no, and the employees worked it out. She didn't have to pay.
Pay it backwards.
In a
Try
survey, 38% of people say they secretly hate even being asked to help a friend or family member move. I'm not secret about it. I'm like, oh, God, no freaking way. Today's National Honesty Day, by the way. There's a bizarre anti-aging trend in some Asian countries. Now, I don't know the story. Maybe you can Google it. But it involves tattooing bright pink circles on your kneecaps and your armpits. I don't know what it does, but that's something. Now, according to a study, I think this is so interesting. 95% of single women all agreed on one thing. They want to be approached more in public.
What?
Yep, that's what they want. They want to be...
You sure they don't want to be
No, they
approached?
want to be. That's what
Maybe
they
if
want.
they're like dating.
Instead of getting you slide in the DMs.
Yeah,
They're single,
okay, that
single
makes
women.
sense. Okay.
Single women.
Yeah, I can see that.
The first book that included photographs was published in 1843. And it was about algae. What a fun book.
Oh, yeah.
What a fun book, guys.
They're like, we really got something here.
There's another list. This is so great. These are outdated slang words that people use today. They're just so outdated. And let's see, do we use any of these? Someone said, I say bananas way too much.
I feel like I do that.
I like the way you say bananas. Someone said I still use bruh and slay, and it's cringe when I catch myself saying it. Geez Louise. Nice. Golly, totes, fetch, snap, smell you later. Home slice, bogus, bee's knees, hella, da bomb, can you dig it? Okie dokie, tight, dude. Now we're cooking with gas.
I'm not opposed to really any of those.
I know.
Peace.
I know that I say "geez Louise" because, like, you know, how it's like
We have kids,
your kids
too,
start repeating
right.
things. My son thinks it's "geez a wheeze." Kind of just go with
Peace
it.
and goodbye, sick, word, sweet, stoke, and the number one outdated word is gnarly.
I feel like this is a personal attack on Grant Inman here, John J. Van Ness, because I use all those words pretty much every
I
day.
think a lot of people do.
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't think they're outdated. What do you got for life hacks, Rich?
The fastest hack to feel better when you're a little down and tired. And we're going to do it in here.
Let's do it.
I hope you're ready because your body has amazing ways to make you feel better. You don't need coffee. You don't need an energy drink. The fastest way to kick up the endorphins is to sing out loud for everybody to hear. So I have picked for all of you here on the John J. and Rich Show, and everybody listening in your car, the Black Eyed Peas, I Get a Feeling, featuring Kyle Unfug.
I got a feeling that tonight's gonna be a good night.
Take it, Peyton.
That tonight's gonna be a good night. That tonight's gonna be
John J. Van Ness.
good night.
It's a good tip. My chick is
No, you're part of
It's a good
That tonight's gonna
So when you're in your car and you're feeling a little sluggish, you just rock this jam right here.
There you go, John.
I got my money. Let's spin it up.
Spin it up.
Go out and smash it.
Like, oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh.
Drop that sofa. Let's get.
All right.
You don't have to do the Fergie part. Let Fergie do the Fergie part. But anyway, so sing out loud in your car or wherever you are, and you will instantly feel better. Try it. Get back to us. If you need the instructions, check them all out at johnjanerich.com.
Here's a text. After listening to Kyle and Scott's Couples podcast, I just want to say I can relate to Kyle sitting in the car. Just wanted to be alone. I'm a school bus driver. By the end of the day, I don't want to talk to anyone. My driver's seat in my car does the same slow recline. And after getting that visual of Kyle slowly reclining like Darth Vader is hilarious. Now when I'm laying there, I think of all that, and it makes my entire day better. Gives me a laugh every single time.
Oh, yay, good.
Good morning, guys. My name is Mason. I love hearing you all in the morning. The best sleep trick I have ever tried. I blink as fast as I can while I'm laying down in bed and slowly count down from 100 to 1 in my mind. Give it a try. Peyton, try a vibration plate 30 minutes before you go to bed. It works. Help you go to sleep.
Okay.
Here's another text. John J. and Rich, I just wanted to give the Rich Bear Band their flowers. I follow and crank Rich Bear on Spotify, and his chops are underrated. Keep slaying, King.
Oh, that's nice. Why, thank you. Playing next week in Tucson. Come see us. Totally free.
John J.
Grant
Rich.
just laughs. What?
Wait, no, Grant, you're going to
Why
be
is
there,
that
right?
funny?
That text came from Rich Barrow.
It came from Albert.
That's my pseudonym.
John J. Rich, I just called in and I hung up on Grant due to being starstruck. I just want to say that Peyton should stop calling Rich Richie. He's too cool for that.
What?
And I called that number back. It was Jessica. She was on hold and she hung up.
Jessica, girl, Rich, do you not like your nickname Richie? Does it bother you?
No, it does not bother me.
Okay, because not a lot of people in my life get nicknames from me, so you are special.
Yeah,
so
I don't
think
mind
I
it.
will continue to call you Richie if you're okay with it. I can't help myself.
I mean, you're probably the only one that calls me that, but that's fine.
Well, I love that. I love that I'm the one of one.
Yeah.
John J. Rich, this is Kyle's reminder to gather and sort all her receipts from this month for taxes next year.
It's actually very smart, but
Speaking of receipts, you know what happened to me this morning? So have you guys done that thing yet where you post something on stories and then you get a message from Instagram, this story of yours is blown up.
Yeah.
Want to boost it?
Yeah.
Right. And I'll go, no. And then I go to what I want to do on Instagram and it goes, this story's blown up. Want to boost it? And it wouldn't let me go any further outside of, so I thought they must know something I don't know. Because, I'm losing followers daily on Instagram. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. So I'm like, okay, Instagram, I'll play your game. Yes, I'll boost it. I don't even know which post it was because it was a couple days ago or a week ago. I just got a bill for $400.
No, you really boosted that post.
What?
Yeah, for Instagram, and it was because of that. Like, that's not fair.
$400?
Well, I'm rounding up. It was exactly $342.40.
Gosh,
That's a lot.
Instagram.
Yeah.
Sheesh.
And I'm like, wait a minute, I would have never done that if you would have been sending me that message. I couldn't get through the next thing.
Oh my goodness.
Wow, that's expensive.
Yeah, and it's not like whatever post that is like, wow, everyone's talking about it today.
And it's not like, boosting that post gained you 10,000 extra followers.
Oh, it says 47,000 impressions. Is that good?
Yeah, I
mean,
guess so.
But I don't know.
47,000.
I don't know if it's $400 good.
Yeah, no. Maybe if it was 47 million.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Your next bill will come. You'll receive your next bill when your ad costs reach $750. Whoa, what?
No, you need to call Instagram and get a
I'm not
handle of
spending
that.
Whoa, next bill.
Chill out.
You
know what
got
happened
caught up
yesterday?
in something.
Wait, I got to tell you something happened yesterday. It's kind of funny. So, I have this podcast. So far, only one episode has dropped called the John J. Van Ness Podcast, and it's co-hosted the first episode with Rich Barra.
But I don't get naming rights on the podcast.
No. And then I did another podcast a couple days ago with this guy, Ryan, from Guest List. It's great. I can't wait for it to drop. But it turns out that there's a water company that wants to sponsor the podcast.
Awesome.
Right? And spend money.
That's great.
And send product. So they send product. I get these DMs from this guy named Ruben. So Ruben's sending me these DMs, and Ruben's like, hey, man, they really want to spend. And I put Ruben in contact with the podcast people. So the podcast people, my marketing team.
Sure.
No, they only put the podcast people are talking to the water people. And Ruben's like brought some water here for me, and I drink it every morning. It's hydrogenated water. It's cool. It's good water, and it's really healthy. And I think it's supposed to be really good for you. So Ruben says, I have 3 more cases of water. They want you to, the company, it's in Australia. The company wants you to drink the water for a while so you get a vibe for you feel for it. I'm like, great. So I drink one every morning on the way in. But I have 3 cases for you. Where can I meet you? This is yesterday. So I'm like, all right, I don't want to give Ruben my phone number. I don't know Ruben just yet. So I'm like, all right, Ruben, here's where I'm going to be today at these times. Can you meet me if you want to meet me in the parking lot? And Ruben says, yeah, because when I dropped off the last case, it was pretty heavy for me to carry up to the 4th floor. And I figured they took the elevator, but okay. It was a case like this. It was like this. It wasn't, they're little cans. So I tell Ruben where to meet me, and Ruben shows up at 11:55. I said, I can meet you at 11:55. Here's where I'll be. And I'm in the bathroom at the gym, and when I walk out, I see a message from Ruben on Instagram. I'm here. I walk out of the gym, and I don't see Ruben. So I literally yell, Ruben! Ruben! And I look, and Ruben message says, hey, I'm in the silver car, whatever. And I see Ruben pull up an SUV, and Ruben is a woman. And I'm like, you're a girl? She goes, yeah, I'm a girl. My name's Megan Rubino. And I'm like, oh my God, and then Blake calls me. Blake calls me, right? And then I'm on the phone with Blake, and I go, hey, you know that guy Ruben I was supposed to meet? She goes, yeah. I go, he's here, and he's a girl. It was so weird. So now I know why it was happy for her to get, because her Instagram name is Ruben's First. Like, it's not all of Rubino.
Right.
It's like Rubin and then Megan. So I just thought it was Ruben. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Anyway, Payne, why are you going to take Adderall?
Oh my goodness, way to shift right there.
Yeah.
Right into
Because
it.
I need Adderall, obviously. Then you should. If you're not on Adderall right now, then you should follow my flow right now.
I'm with you.
I don't think you should be like, wait to shift. Be like, yeah, here's why.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
I'm going
North
100
Star.
miles an hour all the time.
I know. I love it, John Jay. I think that's great. I am considering going back onto Adderall because I have been diagnosed with ADHD, and I do know that I need Adderall. But I stopped taking Adderall because I lost so much weight. When I was on, I was like so skinny, you could see my ribs, and I feel like
Well, that sounds awesome.
No, you don't want to see my ribs. That's like not.
See, that means
He
to
wants
me,
to be healthy.
that
Yeah,
makes me
thank you,
think that
Kyle.
you don't need Adderall. Like
Why?
you're not ADHD. Because the people that take Adderall that don't need it, they take it. One of the reasons they take it is to lose weight because they don't eat.
Oh, that's not why I would take it. I would.
I
take
know
it
that's
to
not why you take it,
focus.
but that's why I'm thinking, like in my little opinion because I have been
Possibly.
diagnosed also, and they gave me Adderall, and I hated it.
Yeah, because you say you fall asleep.
Fell asleep right away.
Yeah,
Like,
it
in fact, to
actually
where I can't move.
It actually worked for me. I felt like I very much was getting things done, and I didn't feel like jittery or like caffeinated or like I was on one. You know what I mean? I genuinely felt like it helped me, but I'm like, do I just risk it for the biscuit and just go back on Adderall so I can focus and lock in for right now?
Have we known you on Adderall? Have you ever been on?
When I first started on the show, I was on Adderall.
Oh.
I was skinny. You know,
Well-
I want to be like slim thick. You feel me?
So do you want to be skinny or do you want to be entertaining on the radio?
Both.
I don't think you can do both.
Nobody in really good shape is really funny. No. Look that up.
I need a supplement like Adderall that's not going to make me lose a ton of weight.
I went on Adderall for a day and it was terrible.
When? What day? I bet you
I can tell
remember.
you exactly. I can tell
I
you exactly.
remember when we talked about it.
We were going to LA for these meetings, and there's no way I was
yeah.
going to sit in these meetings. And so I took the pill here, got on the plane, and I remember I was in the emergency row, and the flight attendant was like, "Sir, I need your verbal okay that your house," like, and I couldn't move my arm. I was like, yeah, it was terrible.
bad.
So then they put me on another thing called Vyvanse, and that one worked for me as far as like focus. But I also thought that it sucked the joy out of my life, and I wasn't fun on the radio. I remember, it was literally like, hey, we got second date update coming up in 20 minutes. We got More of the Roses Thursdays, and it was just business. And I think that sucked the personality out of me as a radio
Yeah, don't
person.
do it, Peyton.
Yeah, so I was
Stay
like,
you.
do it?
Plus, I think ADHD is like a superpower.
on the radio it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, well, hey, let me maybe.
But you
think
talk
about
to your
it.
doctor. We're no doctors. Anyway, that's all water under the fridge. All right. We got a really cool podcast. I always talk about our couples podcast, and I talk about our on-demand podcast. But our afterwards podcast is pretty sick, too. So if you go to anywhere like the iHeart app or Spotify or Apple Podcasts, wherever you get podcasts, search John, Jay, and Rich Afterwards. In fact, yesterday we dropped an afterwards podcast. It's pretty cool because Grant pitched a whole new game. And if you go to the podcast, listen to it, and you like the game, then maybe we'll do more of that game because it was kind of good. Oh, what's this? Hey, Ryan, good morning.
Hi.
What's up, dude?
What's up? So I was just telling the other person, I give my wife pretty much an allowance every month. I just give her $8,000 and say, here, use it as for whatever we need. And
How much?
$8,000.
For a month?
But you say use it for whatever you need and what?
Yeah, use it for whatever you need. Pay, electric or water or whatever, and use the rest for whatever we need for the month.
Is there a lot of the rest? I would think so.
I know. I would think so too. I'm like, do you want to share some of the rest?
I know. I'm like, Mr. Moneybags Ryan, what do you do for a living that your wifey gets that much? I'm jealous. That's insane.
I do HVAC.
Do what? Piggyback. He gives piggyback rides.
Page back. He's in books.
Is that it's a book thing?
Piggyback rides is very, very lucrative right now.
No. HVAC.
Oh, HVAC.
Sorry, Ryan. We're all a little hard of hearing.
I saw him giving people a piggyback ride like, screw Waymo. What, you need to go to the airport? All right.
Well, fixing air conditioning in the desert, that's a big gig.
Dang, that's
Well, thanks, Ryan.
cool.
It's nice of you to give your wife that allowance.
Yeah, well, she's worth it.
Let me tell you something. If I said to my wife, I'm going to give you an allowance,
You pay the
that
bill.
ain't going to fly no matter what. I think it's got to be phrased differently.
Yeah.
I think if you're giving me $8,000 to spend on whatever I want,
You'll
I'm like,
take-
you call it whatever you will, babe. Call it whatever you want.
100%. $8,000 is worth it.
Ever since we got together, as soon as I started doing HVAC and I got really good at it and I opened my own company, she doesn't have to work anymore. She gets to spend her whole day with our youngest, and she's like, "Hey, call it an allowance, call it whatever you want."
Mm-hmm.
You're a good
All right, dude.
man, Ryan.
Well, thanks, Ryan. Have a great day, dude. Thank you for listening.
You guys have an amazing morning.
All right. It's Wednesday. I have a game for you guys.
It's Wednesday and John just got a game for you.
Today is National Viral Video Day. So this is a quick trivia game with trends and celebrities that have gone viral with their videos. Kyle! You dumped ice cold water on your head because someone tagged you, and now somehow it saved lives in 2014. It benefited ALS in Now, today it's back supporting USC Mind.
That is the Ice Bucket Challenge.
Yes, Peyton, you froze mid-action while your buddy panned around you filming like a wax statue.
Oh my gosh, it was to that Black Beatles song, The Mannequin Challenge.
Yes, Rich, you tried to eat a giant spoonful of spice and nearly coughed yourself into another dimension.
Oh, yeah, the Spice Challenge.
No. Peyton.
The Cinnamon Challenge.
Yes.
Cinnamon Challenge.
2012. Kyle, you jumped out of a moving car to dance to a Drake song.
That's the Kiki.
Yes. Peyton, you convinced everyone that touching the ground was instant volcanic death.
The cheese touch.
No. Your coffee table has the dents to prove it. Anyone?
Floor is lava.
Floor is lava. Rich, you whipped your hair and then hit the nay-nay in your living room.
With my hair back and forth, that was the Willow Smith Challenge.
Whip nay-nay dance. Kyle, this Oscar-winning Hunger Games legend went viral for falling up the stairs at the Oscars twice.
Who is J-Law?
Yes. Peyton, this Fresh Prince went viral for punching Chris Rock in the face.
That is Will Smith.
Yes, Rich, this 30 Rock actor once shot a film director in the face. He's gone viral for an angry voicemail he left his daughter in 2007.
Alec Baldwin.
Yes, Kyle, this Baywatch Knight Rider star went viral for a video of himself under the influence eating hamburgers.
David Hasselhoff.
Yeah.
That was classic.
Oh, yeah.
That was classic.
Peyton, the nation banded together to relieve this pop star from a conservatorship. After watching her Instagram lately, some of us are saying, oops, we did it, was the hashtag.
Free Britney.
Yes. Kyle, this daytime TV host once fainted while wearing a Statue of Liberty costume on her self-named talk show. She's making headlines today asking her fans to free her from her conservatorship.
Wendy Williams.
Yes. Rich, I think this is a tough one. This comedian said Kristen Dunst was a seat filler at the Oscars. The next morning, people were offended because it went viral, but it was a joke that fell flat.
Ooh, Seth Rogen.
No. Anyone for the steal?
But that's a bad joke.
Amy Schumer.
Oh.
Amy Schumer.
I mean, she was
Peyton for the win. This super bass Starship singer had a wardrobe malfunction during the 2014 VMAs with Jessie J and Ariana Grande. She had to hold her dress closed with her hands.
That would be Nicki Minaj.
Yes, Nicki Minaj. And that's my fun little game.
Yay. I totally thought you were going to
Johnny's got a
go.
game for you.
I totally thought you were going to go with the Miley Cyrus, Miley What's Good with Nicki Minaj
Miley What's
one at the VMAs.
Oh,
I think
yeah?
it was.
No.
Yeah.
That was so uncomfortable.
I know, that was so awkward. I totally thought you were going there.
Kiss FM Tacos and Mark's Bar Crawl is going down in Old Town.